Hi guys, it's Hope. There hasn't been a lot of activity on my channel lately relating to me posting videos. I've been watching videos and stuff when I can, but this past week has just been really hectic. I have volleyball every morning, and I know that's really not a good excuse for not posting because of course my afternoons are open. The first few days just really wore me down. So, you know, it's like you work out for like 3 hours straight, and it's like the whole entire day is like me laying down, eating food, and reading. So I finally have gotten around to filming a video, and for this video I will be doing a book talk on Rook by Sharon Cameron. And if you didn't know, A Book Utopia and Peruse Project are doing this book club on Goodreads, and I think they call it Peruse-topia or something like that. Anyway, they chose this book for the month of August, and I just finished reading it like 15 minutes ago, and it was pretty darn good. So for the first half of this book talk, I will be just discussing the general plot of the book with no spoilers, but then for the second half-ish, there will be spoilers, and I'll tell you when I'm going to spoil things so you can leave if you haven't read this. Okay, so first off, this book is bigger than I thought it would be. It's like 450 pages. But anyway, this book takes place in this kind of dystopian-y future, and it all takes place in what was Paris, France. I shouldn't have to say France, but if you didn't know, Paris is in France, and that's where this book takes place. And it, like, Paris is kind of shifted. Like, the heart of Paris is like deep down, like at ocean level, I think, and it's like called the Sunken City. And then the cliffs and everything around the sunken city are called like the Upper City, and then like the outskirts are where the Commonwealth lives, and that's where Sophia Bellamy, our main character and heroine, lives. Sophia Bellamy is engaged to this man named Rene Hazard, and Rene is from the Sunken City, and he has like this Parisian accent, and Sophia has a British accent, or they don't really know that they have British accents, that's just like their accent, I believe that's how she speaks. That's how I thought of her voice. These two people who are engaged to each other know almost nothing about each other, and like, in the city, like, this whole city is considered dystopian because the guy who runs it, basically, like, has all these people in prison just because they're rich. Also, I should mention that in this world, they don't use any technology. Like, no technology is allowed because all of the people before their time, like from our time, relied so heavily on technology. And that was the reason that we, pretty much died out, because we were so reliant on technology. So technology is outlawed in this city, and basically the guy who runs the city, whose name is Alamand, he's like kind of like an evil dictator. He pretty much puts anyone who's really rich and who he suspects to have been involved in like the recreation of technology, he puts them in prison because he doesn't want technology to come about again. And then there's like another evil guy who's kind of like Alamand's crony named LeBlanc, and like he's even crazier than Alamand. Like, he doesn't believe in technology, and he also believes in this like religion. I don't know exactly what it's called, but like he worships a goddess, and the goddess is Fate, and he thinks that Fate has already planned out everything, and like he'll flip a coin and ask like a yes or no question, and if the answer is yes, then like that has to happen. Like, he has to make it happen. Like, let's say, like, should I kill someone? Like, the coin lands on yes, then, like, he's gonna go do that. So that's why he's, like, completely insane. Also, we find out that he is Renee Hazard's second cousin, and Renee is engaged to Sophia, and Sophia has been doing some crazy stuff. She's been breaking people out of the prisons because these people should not be in the prisons just because they're rich. So she understands that because she's a sane person and she rescues these people, but no one knows it's her. Everyone thinks that it's a man who's been doing this, and you know, this city kind of reverts back to like the 17th century era with all the fancy, crazy dresses, and like the crazy updos and all, you know, the embroidered gold and silver threaded clothing. And also sexism. So a lot of people believe that women just can't do that stuff, like break people out of prison, so that's why no one really suspects her. But Renee Hazard is much more clever than she thinks, and he finds some stuff out, and she finds some stuff out about him. Just a lot of crazy stuff happens. The reason that Sophia and Renee are engaged because Sophia's family is in desperate need of money because they are very much in debt because of their father's mistakes. Oh, I should also mention Sophia has a brother named Tom, who's a really awesome character. So yeah, that's pretty much the premise of this book, and that was kind of sporadic. Sorry, I kind of mentioned a lot of things in random places. That's because there's just so much to this book, and this plot is just so rich, and there are so many turns, and like these people that you think are completely innocent are the ones who aren't innocent, and the ones you think like are definitely going to be the villains aren't, and it's so good. A lot of people on Goodreads say that this book was a little too long, but I thought that it kind of needed to be long so we could have some explanation as to why certain things happened and how certain things went down, and I thought the length, like it's longer than the books I usually read, aside from Game of Thrones. I thought the length was perfect for the plot and all that. So the plot is so rich, and I haven't read a book with like a really rich plot since like Game of Thrones. I would highly recommend that you read this, and now it's time for spoilers! So, I guess the spoilers part won't be like that long, but yeah, I just really liked the ending and how Sophia ended up with Renee, and I thought that was just really awesome because Renee's character was so amazing. He was like one of the few characters who wasn't sexist, and I just thought that's like really awesome that like the girl finally ends up with a guy who's like not an idiot about, you know, sexism, and you know, knows that women can do anything that men can do. So, you know, that just made me really happy. Something I didn't like, I really didn't like how Spear was killed off. Like, yeah, I didn't really like Spear's character very much, especially when he tried to kill Renee, and how, like, he was kind of sexist too, and he, like, thought that Sophia would be happy if she could settle down and have some kids, and it's like, okay, you obviously don't know her very well, even though you knew her whole life. Like, it just, whatever, that just really made me angry. Also, like, Spear's character itself made me angry, but it also made me angry that, like, he was killed off. Like, I didn't think that was necessary. It kind of felt like he was killed off so the author could avoid, like, any future confrontations with him and Renee. So, yeah, I didn't really like that. Another part I did like, I really liked how Jennifer and Tom got married in the end too. Even though, like, we don't, like, hear a lot about their relationship, even though we only heard that they got, like, comforted each other in the tomb, I just, I guess I'm a bit of a romantic, and I really liked how they got married. I really liked Madame Hazard's character. Like, at first, like, it was kind of hard for me to like her because she was really mean, but then, like, we figure out that she's being mean because she's just, like, testing Sophia, and, like, I guess I don't really like that idea either. I just kind of liked how she's really clever, like Sophia. Like, they're both, like, really clever, cunning women, and that just makes me really happy. Renee's uncles were all so funny. I just love them. And then Benoit, like, he's, like, moments with Sophia, like, kind of being, like, fatherly to her, you know, I like that a lot. I like the ending, how LeBlanc's head gets cut off, and, it kind of ends, like, just as he's, like, thinking, like, I just need to ask Fate, like, this one last question. And he's like, Vade, Vade. And that's my French accent. It's really bad, I know. And then he doesn't get to ask Fate the question. And, you know, normally I'm not for killing characters off, like, even if they are as evil as LeBlanc. But, that was kind of a satisfying moment because, he was, like, the most sexist character of them all. So I was like, I wish, you know, maybe he would have just been in prison, but this is fine too. So, yeah, I thought, like, some of the plot was confusing, like, with all the action. Like, sometimes there was just, like, so much action and so much information packed into a couple pages. It was kind of hard to wrap my head around it, but then, like, that's when you just gotta, like, pause and think about what's happening. Be like, okay, I get it. So, yeah, it was such a good book. The plot was just so rich. It's a standalone. I figure because there was an epilogue, so I probably should have just figured that out. But, yeah, I would give this book probably, like, 4 stars. I would almost give it a 4.5. Once again, there were certain parts that did bother me, like Spears' character getting killed off, you know. So thank you for watching this, and if you've read this book, tell me if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you were angry about all of the death too. So, okay, bye!